What's up, everyone? Weekly Dama News, March 15th, 2022, coming at you live right here, KENDERTAINMENT. I'm MJ, got my co-host who will be joining us shortly, Rylan from Kendama. Thanks for joining us, where you hear a lot about what has happened within the week of Kendama and a lot of meows from my cat. So if you like cats, stick around for all the meows. All right, everyone. So thanks for joining us for this one. Sorry about the small delay in the start. Had to recharge most of my gadgets because I was out all day for the Tokyo Kendama Day event. It was really dope. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. There's the cat. And here's Rylan. So thanks, everyone, for jumping in. What's up? What's up? Hit those waves at yas. We're going to have a good one. So stick around. As Rylan drops in, we're going to be covering what we learned about what. Oh gosh! Breaking news: Rylan has cut the stash.
I have. It's gone just for a little bit though.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest news right now, everyone. That's the biggest news I can think of. Shocking! This just in.
It's
Stop
like your April Fool's post. Yeah.
Yeah. It's real.
I'm working out. Yeah, I'm working outside. So, and I live in like the desert, right? I live in New Mexico. So, I wear like this like big balaclava, sort of like, like a ski mask almost, but
when
thin,
you rob
right?
stuff. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Sort of.
Convenience stores. Yeah. Don't banks.
But yeah, so my mustache would just curl right into my mouth, and then I'd be like dry heaving all day.
So, dude, that's me every day with a mask. Yeah. That's why it's such a pain in the butt, everyone. This is the struggles that we don't have to go through, but we do. Yeah. So you got rid of it. There you go. You had enough.
Nobody's forcing us to keep them, but it's cooler that way.
So anyway, what's up, everyone? We're going in. There's a lot of stuff that happened within the week, so it's what we're going to be talking about. But yes, let's jump into maybe the main topic that pretty much I have, because I just spent the day Kendama-ing all friggin' day. And actually, I'm pretty tired. Almost forgot about the live stream. As I was on the train back home, I was like, oh, snap. I can't just go home and go to bed because I'm super tired. Because live. And I was like, all right. I have a little ice cream. Maybe get some energy back from that choco ice cream. So, hey. We're going into it. Tokyo Kendama Day. I got a nice little bracelet. It was an official thing. The biggest event back in real life since shit hit the fan with the whole world. So it was really dope to get out there and to see everyone join this event. It is actually two different things. Of course, maybe not of course. I don't know if everybody knows. Kendama Day is March 14th. This is the day that the patent was put down on the kendama, on the shape.
May 14th.
Thank you. May 14th. Getting stuff, this just in. So that was celebrated the other day. But it just happens that Tokyo Kendama event was an event that isn't focusing just on the Kendama Day, but they decided to match it up and make sure that it fell closely on the day. I don't know why they couldn't put it on the 14th, but they did it on the 15th, was today. And it was the first, again, big event that has been happening in the States. Dama and the D is happening right now over this weekend. And there's been more and more in-person events happening, and you're just getting like psyched about it and like getting ready for it. So I hope everyone's getting ready. But my word of caution to you all is that standing around for hours and hours and hours, maybe it's something you have not done in a while. So be prepared. Make sure to take breaks, sit down, stretch your legs. But it was a great event, and there was a good amount of announcements that happened during the event. I filmed most of it. I need to figure out how I'm going to vlog style explain about this Kendama Tokyo Kendama Day. Put it up on YouTube later on. But it's pretty dope. I got a lot of performances. High Receipts was there. Ken Hole crew was there doing a great performance. They did a 2-on-2 cypher kind of battle. It's like catch and flow, but two on two, and it was really moving like very, very fast. There's no like stop. All right, have the other team like get ready. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. No, it's just like back to back, nonstop action. Pretty ridiculous. And stuff that we've seen, I think, back in, when was it? Oh, what's that event where they had 2 people in the freestyle, and it was like a WrestleMania kind of thing where you could like tag each other in and out like as it was your turn to go. Chat, what was that one? I forgot what. You know what I'm talking about though? Yeah.
I remember it happening. Yeah.
It was that kind of style as well. You could do doubles. They could use 2 kendamas. They could use 1 kendama and throw it back and forth. They could tag each other in and out. It's really, really cool. So be on the lookout later on the Kendama KENDERTAINMENT YouTube channel for that. But it was really cool. There's other things that were a little bit surprising, but puts a smile on your face. Glowken is working and creating this thing. I think it was called Kendama Present. Oh no, Kendama Present Delivery. So what they're going to do is receive old kendamas. Now, none that are been chewed up by your dogs or like left out in the rain and weathered to hell, but kendamas that you don't need anymore, aka all the ones from like 2014 that I have maybe. So you would give them to Glowken, and what they're going to do is they're going to figure out who needs them, going around to different types of schools, different organizations to see like, hey, you guys want kendamas, and put them in the hands of people who would want some kendamas. So it's a really interesting way to pretty much recycle a kendama.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I do have one question for you, because I did get this from a couple people yesterday on Kendama Day, right?
Yes.
Who is in charge of that? Who is like, is it like the JKA or Glowken or both? Who's like putting this on? Or is it just like the holiday? It's just what it is.
It's pretty much like just the holiday. Anyone can celebrate it. There's no, like, from my knowledge, there's no one person in charge of, like, who kind of like owns it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, bunny ears, everyone, air quotes. The Tokyo Kendama Day is, like, more of the event. And that is actually a separate thing. And that is mainly hosted by Kodaman from Zumadanke, as well as Togo from Kenhol.
Yeah.
The brand in Japan. So those are the 2 guys, and there's also Dinda, who is an apparel dude who is deep into kendama, and it's pretty much those 3 dudes, and they've been putting on going about 5 years that they've been doing it, and actually they even did it one time. It's not only for Tokyo; they did it once up in Sapporo in Hokkaido, northern Japan. So very interesting, and so it's not like somebody that owns it, but still. It's not a very big, well-known holiday. Like, you know, they won't even talk about it on the news. It's within the kendama community who knows that, oh, this is the day that it was patented back, however many. It wasn't like crazy long ago. It was like, 100 years is like when the original shape came. But it wasn't old. It was only like, I don't know. I can't even remember. Really not that long ago. There's some shit in my nose. What was that? Where I couldn't, excuse me, real life, everyone, we're live. So, yeah, I forgot when it was, but it wasn't too long ago to announce and to kind of celebrate this Kendama Day. That's why, like, it only has been happening, like, within the past 5 years, but, you know, a lot of the OGs have been playing for the past 10 years, but nothing was really talked about with Kendama Day. So, interesting point, but the event was awesome. Another awesome thing was, like, this right here, like, I don't know, Nako did it when it was MKO back in the day. So they gave this to everyone. You had to pay a fee, like $30 to enter. And this was used as like your re-entry ticket. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. Make one of these gym jams.
I like that more than like if you go to like a concert, you know, and they give you like that waxy paper one that doesn't rip. You got to cut it at the end of the night.
That tieback one, yeah.
I like that a lot more because then it's like a memory almost, you know, like, cause you could, I don't know if you will, but you could, if you were like, oh, I'm going to go to a kendama jam, slap the bracelet on.
Exactly. And like, you know, it's like one of those things where it kind of like connects you again with everybody else. It's like when you go to an event or when you go to a venue, you're seeing like a live show or something, you get those paper Tyvek bracelets that you have. And like, you remember like in high school, there was a few kids who would like keep that shit on there because they wanted to like, show off that they went to like festival or something.
Wasn't me. Don't.
So it's like, this is kind of cool because it's not only like, hey, like here's this bracelet that you can get like when MKO did it, but here's like, you need to have this.
Yeah.
To re-enter. So everybody puts it on like with not even thinking about it. And it kind of like solidifies, everyone's got it, you know, we're in the secret club that nobody else knows about.
I will say
Kendama.
That if you did NACO online just this past year, you got this bracelet in your little swag bag.
Who made that?
It's labeled
Cody?
as NACO. So
wow.
but I would say like this is like a cool like same sort of thing. Like everybody at the event has to wear this like, you know, reusable, you know, it slides. It's not like a festival one that like, you know, the festival ones that are like ribbon and then once you put it on it, you can't unclip it. Yeah, that's cool. Like I like that. I think that we should do this like reusable, wearable fashion sort of thing
that you could possibly use, you know. Hey. So that was one idea. And probably, let's see, what else? Another announcement was from the all Kendamas. Shinosuke Togo, the son of Togo, Mr. Togo, who is in charge of Ken Hole. I don't know if everyone remembers Shin. He was a really, really powerful freestyle player. Little dude. I think he's only like 10, 11, 10 years old right now. He had super long hair. He's cut it short now. He's growing up. He's getting big. But he is the one like pro player of the all Kendamas, which is the Jack Kendama, but the cheaper version that is made by Yamagata Kobo, the people who make the Ozoras. And they have made a new pro mod for the little Shinosuke. So this is what they look like. It's a very interesting gray with, I mean, when I saw a lot of people at the event with it, because they just started selling it. And I thought it was like the Jake Weens, the executive mod.
The moon one, right?
Yeah, the moons. And then I was like, oh wait, no, that's different. That's different. But they also say that it's a new kind of paint as well, coming from Yamagata Kobo. So very interesting. I didn't look too much into it, but that's one new thing that dropped, information that happened just today. And probably the last one that was kind of big was a collection of girls coming together in Japan to create a team. We know about the high receipts. We always give them a lot of praise because they've been pushing the envelope of newer, fresh kendama to keep the ball rolling. You know, back in the day, there was the Children of the Ken and stuff. And there was Wenatchee Kendama team. You know, our time has passed, and it's on to the younger generations to take the torch and go with it. And High Receipts is definitely doing it. But hey, you know, there's Team Girl, woman, who also is a very strong competitor in many fields. And in Japan, they just created a team down in the Kansai area. So that is like the kind of southern area, not very far south of Japan, but Osaka, Kyoto area. We call it Kansai. Honey Laundry is the name of their team. It's spelled 8 NY Laundry. Now it is an accumulation of Nonoka from Sweets Kendama, Lumina from Deal With It.
Okay.
We have Rin Shibuya from Kendama USA. Not super active, but she's in there. Misu from Terra.
Right. Mizuki
from Seoul. And we also have Toko and Ruri from Engi Kendama, which is I don't know if anyone's heard Nothing But Kendama Cafe. There's a cafe down in the Kansai area. believe in Osaka. And the two of these girls are, one of them, their mother owns the shop and they run it. And her best friend is a big part of it. And she is a player too. So that's Ruri and Toko. And the last person is Yukiye Yao. Now this Yukiye is one that a lot of people have seen. The one post that has been shared around of that one Japanese girl doing speed trick B in 18 seconds or under. I think it was 18 seconds. I forgot to time it. That's Yukiye. And she is one that we've talked about back in the Nerds with me and Rod, where she is one that likes to fly solo. She has had offers to be sponsored and she denies all of them. She is just a destroyer of kendamas. Super, super skilled. And these girls are coming together, creating this team. Not sure exactly what they're going to be doing. One announcement that they had was that they will be working close, kind of hand in hand with the all girls video contest. So I'm not sure if they're going to be focusing, creating maybe an event here in Japan to, you know, have it happen in Japan, because in the States, you know, Haley goes around and does the events, the live events for the all girls kendama competitions that happen. So very interesting, very new, and a edit just dropped 4 minutes ago. Well, not 4 minutes ago, a 4-minute edit just dropped on the their YouTube channel, 8NY Laundry. It's kind of weird. So you're thinking, what's 8NY Laundry? So in Japanese, 8 is like, we say hachi is the word or the sound for 8. So ha, you could be used to say 8 as well. Ha and Y, honey. So that's why it is 8NY. And then the laundry came into play because when they were talking about this, when all the girls were like getting together and during a Zoom call and trying to figure out what we're going to do, what we're going to call ourselves, I believe it was Misu who had a very loud laundry machine in the background, just cleaning her clothes. And it turned into like an inside joke. And then they just solidified it by calling their team that.
Well, that's super exciting though, because I think, like you mentioned, we got high receipts pushing the boundary in terms of like this like really dark industrial, like almost streetwear aesthetic into kendama.
Yes.
The high receipts is, you know, a bunch of dudes. So
bunch of dudes.
It is.
28.
So I think that we need more women, and we always need more girl representation in the sport, which is why it's super important that like at NACO, they do the girls open and side of things, right? So that's super exciting. I'm super psyched for that. And I had no idea that this happened. So I can't wait to go watch the edit. It's another YouTube channel I got to subscribe to.
Yes, it's pretty dope. It's pretty good. They don't explain at all. It's just an edit of them slaying, doing some doubles as well. It's really ridiculous. I mean, the memorable one right now is Misu doing a wing, like penguin style grip wing to double orbit back to wing. Like, come on, Misu. In any case, like, these girls have been known when they were like young, seeing them in Kendama World Cup, and everyone was just like, damn, like, holy shit. These girls are really good at kendama, especially those balance tricks. You know, we see Misu is honed in on them like ridiculous amounts, but all these other girls are there too. Really excited to see Nonoka as well back in it, because she has been kind of not out of commission, but you just didn't see so much of her. She was kind of silent.
Step back.
Same. Yeah. Same with Din of Kendama USA. You know, when she was announced, she was like very into it. I believe Nobu was the one that put her on and like gave her a good word to, I could be wrong, I believe that's what it was, but Nobu from Kendama USA gave her a good word for her to be on, and that's how that happened. But yeah, good to see that. So be on the lookout, everyone. Again, 8NY Laundry.
I'm excited.
There's the logo, honey.
So speaking of Kendama Day. Not at the Tokyo Kendama Day event, but Kendama Day, we got this.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I forgot to save that.
There it goes.
61 big cups, everyone. 61 big cups. He celebrated Kendama Day by lacing 61 big cups. He said in the post as well, if you guys read it, the captions read, that it is probably not going to be a while, or he might not even go to top that number because it is so damn heavy.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is something we talked about. What can he do?
How far is he going to go?
Like,
what kind of rig is going to be needed?
Robotic arm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's been almost a year since he's done the next step up. It's been like 40 weeks.
Wow.
Which is, insane. And like you said, yeah, it all comes down to it's just getting too heavy. He did a couple different ones, right? Where he's like, he's holding it differently and he's like,
yes,
which is still great. It's still cool, but like at a certain point, it's just getting too heavy. Like you can only push it so far.
And think about like watch that video of him doing that, and you see like the position that he's at when he's like not shaking them, but when he's like trying to get tapping them tapping them to the ground. It is a ridiculous sound. But while he's doing that, like how he's standing, like all that weight is like kind of, it's like you're holding some heavy ass shit and like kind of crouching down over, and like you got to hold that for a while. And who knows how long he's been, grinding to get that one trick. And it's so frustrating. You try, they fall off, and then you got to spend like 7 minutes just unraveling it all, putting it all back together. Yeah, look at that position.
He's got that like real mean stance.
Ow.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt after a while, staying in that position.
And he didn't do that first try like that.
Oh yeah,
took a couple of tries at least. So
completely.
And I keep thinking about it. The heavy part isn't even at this point. I wouldn't even say it's the kendamas. He's got a big metal rod holding the whole thing together.
Yeah,
like because if you, I think it's
a laundry rod. So in Japan, drying your clothes outside is super common. Like almost nobody has a dryer. So you can go to the home centers, like whatever Home Depot kind of things. Are they called home centers? That's what we call them here. And just get these massive, long ass rods to use. And that's what he's using.
So if you go back and you watch the other ones when he was using maybe like a wooden dowel or something, you can see that it's got, some like warp to it. And since he started using this like big metal pole, it's sturdy.
It's a lot sturdier, yeah.
But for it to be that sturdy, you can tell that thing's it's got to be heavy. I mean, obviously, It seems like you're aware, but for us American, just living it up here, I don't know. Yeah, I had no idea that it was
doing 1 cup at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it's insane. It's crazy. It looks very heavy. And I'm not going to push him. I'm not going to be like 62 because that's already insane. Nobody's going to top that.
No one's chasing it at all. So he's sitting safe.
I want to see somebody like Madi do something similar, but like with some sort of balance involved like that. Ooh. But like landing all of them on bird.
I mean, that was one I think I recently saw maybe last week from Kendama World's Records. It was Moti and Melt who like made a tower. They were doing solar eclipse, and it was like this massive, like I don't know how many, like 25 tamas on top of one another. So I mean,
12.
Kind of like 12. 25 would be ridiculous.
Sorry,
12, yes. There you go. It's pretty nuts. But that is happening. Thank you for mentioning Monte, actually reminded me. Be on the lookout, everyone. There is a big amount of shotgun interviews that will be coming in the next weeks of a bunch of Japanese players. Today, when we went, again, it was the first big event where so many people gathered, and I was like, I cannot miss this one. So I went in and I was like busy I did not play Kendama the whole time. I was there from 1 to 7. I had a Kendama like on my body, on my hip. Never played it because I was just filming, interviewing, getting some cool stuff. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to share, just more of the scene from Japan and information of the players from Japan. Stoked on it.
Definitely. Okay, so do you only brought one kendama when you went?
Yeah, that's all I need.
What was the what was? I mean, I bring a backpack. Like I load up. I'm like, this one is really good for border balance. No, what was the kendama that you brought? What was like your like one go-to kendama?
The one that I brought was the Sulab Light, the Sync. This is actually one that just in the past when I had my little vacation at the bin. Yeah, there you go. Hey, the Damas are the same. Mustaches are different now, but that was one that I broke out, cracked open, and was just becoming a little more comfortable with. So I wanted to continue playing it so I could become a little more and even more comfortable with it. But yeah, so that's the one I brought.
I know that this is not a Dama review, but really fast, I still prefer Friction Clear Light to Friction Clear. I don't know. If anybody cares, I think it's better. And it's cheaper and easier to get a hold of. So,
yeah, I mean, for me, I was contemplating. I was like, what should I bring? Should I bring this one? Should I bring the new Fufu, which is a sticky? And I was playing with it a little bit before, and it just hit back to me. I'm like, where I don't prefer sticky paint versus a kind of matte rubber-ish style. And yeah, this one is doing good. The lunar balance on this guy is not that great. Is really, for me, it's not at a point where I'm comfortable getting to it. Inward lunars, even at a kind of steep angle, I believe are normal or comfortable, doable. But normal lunars for me on this guy, not that great. I haven't really pushed down the Sarado, but hey. So yeah. So that's all the stuff from Tokyo Kendama Day. It was pretty dope, pretty cool stuff. Hey, and there's a lot of other events. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Oh man, one last thing. Everybody got one of these. So I'm set and ready. This year's 2022, the trick list. Gloken was there, of course, high-fiving everybody and shit and giving them this, scaring everybody with this.
That's dope. Insane.
It's a very good thing to have like on hand instead of like scrolling through, like making notes by yourself. Cause that was such a big thing. There's so many tricks. So it's like, how are you going to remember everything? So I was pretty stoked to get this so I can like, just pretend practice. And everyone's like, MJ, you going to go? I'm like, I'll practice.
Yeah. You got to hit those level 12s,
I mean, yeah. Oh, they're not on here.
I was just going to say, why are they not?
Because they don't need it doesn't fit, and they don't need to fit. They don't need to. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't realize that until right now.
Well, that was gonna be my next thing, but let me throw in this like quick little fluff piece. Everybody knows that kendama players are young by nature, I guess. And speaking of young by nature, except they're my age. Just more successful, I guess. I don't know. We got C. Justy and Liam Router. They graduated. Ooh, which is cool. Just because I think that through the screen, especially like, okay, so recently I've been working on something for Kendama and the Spike zine, which is still coming.
Yeah.
Really soon. I was working on something.
I hope it's like the size of a Bible with the time that you had. I'm just kidding.
Actually, it did go from like this big to like this big. So it is literally bigger, but not thicker. Okay. I've been like talking with pros and I was trying to get some pictures from Alex Mitchell and it wasn't working. He's been on the tour. He didn't have service. Right. He was like, I'll just give you my number and text it. I was like, great. iMessage doesn't compress photos. But there's like this weird, like through a screen. I don't think of kendama players as like real people sometimes, like I wouldn't say
just
like,
avatars.
I wouldn't say celebrity status, but like you don't realize how they're just real, like normal people, like they're my age.
Yeah, they poop just like we do.
That's crazy. No, but it's really cool to see that they graduated and that Seoul highlighted them. I'm sure there are other players who graduated, but Seoul was the one that I saw who made a post about it. So congrats to them. And I'm glad that you guys are real living human beings.
Yes. So I don't know why, but that just made me remember one last big announcement. So High Receipts High Receipts were there at the event today, throwing down, of course. The energy of these dudes was so awesome. I was really glad to see all of them together. But wait, all of them were not there. Mr. Nobu was out of commission because just the other day he broke his ankle skateboarding.
No way.
He was not there. Today he had surgery. So everyone was at the event, and like they announced it. The MCs announced it, and we took this this video of everyone just chanting Nobu that they sent to him to give him extra spirits.
Oh, I love that. Kind of makes me want to cry. That's really sweet.
So Nobu's out of commission for a while. Broken leg.
Okay. Past my fluff piece, let's go into this really quick.
Yes.
This guy, I don't know if you guys know about him. MJ did a reaction of all the level 12 tricks. I'm also going to make that joke every time you post something. MJ, so you did a reaction of all the level 12 tricks. They're insane and I hate it. They're crazy.
Dude, no, you can I don't know why everyone, you don't know, hate it. It's the Oni level. If there's video games where it's like easy, normal, hard, like ridiculously hard, like that's what it is. It's for those people who look at easy and normal and it's like, this is like a breeze in the park. So you throw out these ridiculous tricks. The cool thing is like how it is made by these very skilled kendama players. Like they're the ones that thought of the trick and they just gave it to Gloken, and then it was Gloken's pretty much up to them to figure out where to place it within the ranks. When I looked back at it, after I recorded that video and I went back and I watched the 11, I was like, I feel like just personally, there was some tricks in the 11 that could have been more difficult than the 12s. Now, as I say in the video, because I'm not like trying to play down, but I'm saying like, oh, it doesn't seem so bad. I'm thinking at like the level, the skill of those high tier, top tier players. Visually, some of them, or just the amount of taps and like the amount of flips, like most of them have three flip, down. They have multiple taps down for the most part. So looking at 11, I forgot what it is right now, and I can't look at here because there's no 11. But there was a few that I was like, damn, that's tough. That's tough. And then when I was talking to a few friends today, a lot of people were not complaining, but just mentioning how there wasn't too many stall focused tricks this year, but there's a lot of like 3-turn stuff. And people being like, why has it got to be 3 turns? So yeah, the Oni level 12s are out. They're amazing. They are super great. And yeah, I just decided to do a quick reaction video. That was like a spur of the moment thing. But yeah, glad people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I will say that, I think that, when you really look at it, like the tricks aren't like impossible, but what it really comes down to is your consistency. Like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumping stick that Nick did the video, right?
Yeah.
And of course Nick makes it look super easy, so it's like it's just no problem. He's just doing these jumping sticks, and 5 jumping sticks is not impossible. I've hit 4, like it's. And not like super on purpose, right? You just fucking
wing it, yeah.
But like, it's not impossible. But what it really comes down to is you got to get 1, 2, 3, and 4 before that. It just comes down to being consistent.
Yes.
So
can or can you not hit the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? But yeah, I mean that's why it's the Oni level. Oni is word for the demon, devil.
Yes.
And that's like the normal thing. I think with like video games here, like ridiculously hard, everyone says Oni. That's like the Oni. That's like, you're ridiculous. Like Yasu is a mini Oni pretty much. He destroys so much, everything in every way. But yeah, they're out there. Go check them out if you haven't yet. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, just that I watched your video one time, but I have watched like the 12 trick list video like 30 times. And, no, it makes, I shouldn't be mad, but it makes me mad. Like these are tricks that they're going to hit on stage. And that blows my mind a little bit.
Possibly. Depending on the players, there are a few that are confident enough to do these fairly quickly, and some that will totally not touch them, and they don't have to touch them. So
that is true.
You know, it's only adds to the excitement of the event to see if someone is going to break out one of those tricks on stage. And that's when place is really going to get rowdy. So that's dope. So everyone, go check it out. Levels 1 through 12 up on YouTube for the Kendama World Cup. Check it out. It's happening in person. You going? Who knows? But hey, talking about World Cup, Hatsukaichi, the birthplace of Kendama, there are two things that have released about kind of that area of Hiroshima, Hatsukaichi. One is the new Mugen Muso rainbows. You guys saw this?
I did.
So he has made a cheap version. I think it's only like $30 or something, or 20 something, 28. I forgot what it was.
I think it's like 30, like right around 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they come in these cool boxes.
Matte. It's a matte paint, so it's not shiny like the Mugen Musos. Tip, not wet, but there is a plastic tip that was what made like Mugen Muso really step apart from the other Kendamas. Of course, we knew about that paint is going to be super grippy back to the old Mugen days, but that new bullet tip, replaceable tip was a very big game changer that not many companies kind of like looked on. Maybe that's one of those things where it's like ahead of the game, like you're too advanced to happen now. It's not going to work. Maybe in like 25 years, like that might be the normal thing for Kendama. Who knows? So those came out. So super interesting to see because it is the Mugen Muso. It's a really good shape. And it is one that I believe not a lot of many players have thought to buy, or maybe have just taken out their wallets to buy, because in the past they've been pretty expensive. And then some people might look at the cup sizes and they're still fairly small compared to cup sizes nowadays. So, hey, here's a chance to try it out. Maybe the paint will be a little different, but the shape is there. And that is a big thing that Iwata-san, the guy who makes Mugen Musos, is very proud of. He's a woodworker, so he really enjoys like changing the shape and making it something where it's playable in every aspect of the game, which a lot of companies now are focusing a lot more. But back in the day, it was only him doing it.
Yeah, and I think what you're really getting out of a Mugen is like, I get the elusive part is like that the paint, right, originally was like the best paint you could get. But nowadays it's like that replaceable tip. Nobody else does a replaceable tip. So yeah, if you want to try it, this is like a really easy way to get in. You don't have to spend mass amounts of money.
Right. And one kind of like another key point about the tip was not only that it is going to keep the longevity of the shape of the tip because it's a bullet tip style, but you could change it and add a different color. So they had their replaceable tips. It comes with one extra, at least the Mugen Musos did, which I still have mine. Like those tips are still there. I have an extra tip, but like you're never going to need an extra tip, but they do have the replacement set. And that set has many different colors. I think there's like 8 different or 6 different colors that you can add to it. And that helps with the tracking of the Ken spinning. Now, this is one thing that I just saw recently. Well, I didn't see recently. That I saw when new Fufu, with their colored tip. And this is why I picked this up, because I was like, let me give this a try. It is a different type of thing. And again, with that dark walnut with this bright color, it's going to be something that can help with tracking the Ken flip. So if that's something you're interested about, hey, you might want to pick these up, or pick up a rainbow from Mugen Muso.
So I do have a question for you. Do you know who is selling these? Where are they available?
I believe you can try to go on the Mugen Muso website. There's an English translator up top. Like if you hit translate, I think you can switch to English and then you go to the shop. I know Gloken will be having them today at the Gloken booth. They had all of the rainbows lined up. There were a lot of the kids there, like picking them up.
Because I know for sure that Kendama London has them available.
Yes, I saw them
available at Spiffy Toys. Thank you, Spiffy.
There you go, everyone. Spiffy Toys.
I'm not seeing I haven't seen any American retailers, so that's all. I don't know yet.
Yeah, where's Spiffy? Spiffy's in the U.S. No, I had
Canada.
that impression. Oh,
Spiffy, I believe, is Canadian.
North America, dude. Come on,
brothers. You're not wrong.
North America, Brotherhood. But they kind of got shafted because it's like North America. It's like, why does your name get to be in the whole continent and Canada just Canada?
I do stress out about shipping from Canada though, because sometimes it's hit or miss.
Oh yeah, but, okay.
Spiffy, if you have them, and if the postal service does not ruin my wallet, I will be picking one up from you. Because I think Kendama London has them for like the $30 price range, but that's like the GBP to USD, which brings it up to like $50, and then $50 plus like $20 shipping from London. It's like, hate that. So
yeah, it can add up.
Adds up quick.
Yeah. And then the other thing coming from Hatsukaichi, from the birthplace of Japan, is, hey, Dama Nerds Yumi Nakamura episode is up. It's live in all platforms. It's taking me a ridiculous amount of time because I've had to get my priorities straight, rescheduling a lot of shit in my life. And this is one thing so sad that it has taken a toll and just been pushed back on the back burner for a while. But it's finally out, so go enjoy it. Yumi does her best to speak in English. Her listening skills are awesome. Maybe explaining takes a bit of time. I'm not sure. As I was editing the whole thing, like, I was having a fine time. But hey, I've been in Japan for over 10 years, talking to plenty of people who like are practicing English. So I understand the accent very well. And even if they're like kind of grammatically not saying it correctly, I can understand. So as I was like towards the end, I was like, I wonder if everyone's going to be okay with this video or with the episode audio wise. But so give it a try, give it a shot. There's so many like revelations, so many amazing information that she drops, talking about getting her fifth dan when she was 6 years old, and actually like how that wasn't actually, she shouldn't have been able to do that because you need to wait certain amounts of times within the Japanese Kendama Association to go for the next dan after. So she was doing it like slamming through these, and then like being able to get her sixth dan when she was older. But then like there's this crazy process of like you can do the test, but then only like if you pay, that's when it matters. And then there was other person who was wanting to get it because there was like a title of this first woman to get sixth dan, so she was competing with this chick. That story's in there. And talking about Yumu kendamas from China, if anyone remembers Yumu kendamas, they were a big brand back in the day, 2014, 15, 16, 17. Used to make Sweets kendamas back in the day. They were the manufacturer. But now everybody, even Sweets, has moved over to Hundui in China as well. And, no. Yumu, I'm sorry. Yumu is not, they're from Taiwan, not China. But yeah, they make a lot of kendamas. They are one of the only kendama manufacturers outside of Yamagata Kobo, the people who make Ozoras, that have gotten the official OK stamp, the seal from the Japanese Kendama Association, to use their kendamas in the Japanese Kendama Association, the JKA testing system. So really interesting. And she goes into how she was sponsored, what she thought of the crazy shapes and stuff, and how it's pretty much vanished, the company. Go check it out. It's almost 2 hours of awesomeness.
It is good. I did start it because I am a Patreon supporter. So I did start it the other day. And from what I had gotten through, it's a good one. It's a really good one. And is it AVG kendama or average kendama? Like you said, yeah, No problem understanding anything.
Awesome.
It comes through very good. So
awesome. And like, yeah, it's like super excited because, you know, there's not many opportunities where we can have Japanese players on the show because most of their English levels aren't that great. But luckily Yumi is pretty good with her English. So we were able to talk with her, and it's so awesome.
Who was the other Japanese player that you guys did like 2 years ago?
We've had Kota on,
right.
He's, you know, from Gloken.
Right.
Kota's been on, I think maybe 2 times, but he's technically not a player, but he's a big part of Gloken. Nobu, 430.
Yes.
MC of Kendama World Cup. Nobu, we did a Nobu episode.
When I did that one, I had a harder time understanding Nobu than
Yumi.
Than Yumi. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yumi comes through very clear, very understandable. So
nice.
It's all good. And a great episode so far.
Good. Cool.
Moving on really quick. Little bit late. We did talk about it the last couple of weeks, but Dama and the D, today is the last day. This is the Sweets post, so that's the Sweets crew. And they were like on the news and stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
That's a really, it doesn't happen often.
I believe it was local news, but still really cool to get the people within that area in the know about Kendama because, hey, maybe they might even stop by, you know? It's really cool to see that up on the news and see even like the people, the newscasters, reporters, you know, taking their hands and trying to get a big cup or spike and they show like, oh, how it is an interesting thing. But the one thing that I kind of don't like about that, there's a sense of like, just play. It doesn't come across as a pretty serious sport, which I think a lot of the people who are very, very into Kendama look at it as more serious. It's like, it is a sport, it's a competition. There's top tier players. But the cool thing is that like anybody can do it. There's so many different levels. It's very accessible to start doing tricks, but and it might be like for some people having others being like, woo, yeah, cool, whoa, almost got it, Jimmy, yeah, Jennifer. Like there's a little bit of me that's kind of like, oh, that's whack. You know? That can kind of come across as well. So it's double-edged sword for me.
No, I definitely get that. I think that in this video, you know, they've got the whole news crew there and they're like trying to get it on the big cup. It does come across a little like childish. Like it doesn't, you know,
right.
We're here. We do like almost a whole ass podcast. And then you've got Dama nerds. Like we've got this huge community and they do make it look very, I don't know what you would call it. The community childish. Is so much larger and more comprehensive than what it looks like on the news.
They make it kind of look like marbles or some shit, you know?
Yes.
Where I'm sure there's like ridiculous players, possibly professionals, I have no idea, but and competitions and shit. But on the outside looking at it, that might even turn you off more, or more, that might even be like to have someone look at that after watching that news program and be like, oh, that's that thing. Like, yeah, you know, it kind of sucks that they don't go deep into how big of a community Kendama has around it, as well as support and like this sense of extreme sport, that connection to it, because they usually just like, what's this Kendama thing? Tell us about it. And then people are just like, oh, it's a ancient Japanese skill toy. You put it on the cups and you spike it. There's thousands of tricks. Like, that's it.
You know what? And I will say that, so, because Chad recently did an interview with like his local news station about Seoul. And I think that Chad did a really good job making it not seem like marbles. And I know that Sweets has been in like their local newspaper and stuff, and they've done a better job of it not looking like marbles. And I think part of the problem is that it wasn't necessarily like Kendamalicious or like Austin Donovan, somebody who's like super big, heavy in the community, who did the interview. It was Glowfish Studios, which is a sort of like, I know they do other stuff, but like a toy store, right?
Throwing no shade upon that, you know, of him explaining what it is. You know, I'm sure I've done plenty of TV shoots where we talk for like hours and then it goes on TV and it's like just 30 seconds, you know, that they use.
For sure.
So not saying anything, you know, of what was done during the recording and stuff, but just this kind of image, this a little bit of a negative image that could possibly come out of it, again, depending on the person and how they view it. But still really cool to see it on TV, just as every time that the community finds it, like on a Netflix program or something, you know, people reshare it. And we're like, yo, Kendama, like, even if it's not even played with or touched, like, it's in the fucking background. Like, that's cool.
Yeah,
little by little,
sure.
You know, little by little. Yes. Okay. What else? Another thing, maybe talking about things that are in the background. I've seen a few stories from Tokyo May, TK, CEO of Crom Kendama, him messing around doing some Kendama tricks with his little son. And I was like, whoa, his Kendama, that looks like the Mexico Kendama that they did with the Lucha Libre. What are they called? What? The wrestling masks. Hey, it was, but I'm like, but it looks a little different. And yeah, it was different because it seems like Crom Kendama teamed up with this fingerboard brand, Black River, to create a Crom / fingerboard package set. And there you have it.
When does it drop? I like that.
I don't know. So right now, Black River Official, their IG, it's a giveaway right now. And it doesn't, bundle will be released on the 29th of May.
Oh.
But you can apply to win it from this post. As it says right here, classic giveaway rules. Follow both the accounts, Black River and Crom, tag 3 friends, and share the post on your stories.
Yeah, that looks sick too. I really like the design because in the video, I didn't even notice that it was different. I was just like, oh, yeah. And I think that comes down to, actually, I made a post. I was like, Chrome is following back all the players and they haven't followed me yet. And somebody was like, oh, you know, whatever. And I was like, it's probably because on Dama News, I kind of talk shit about how I don't like the Chrome shapes. And like, and I don't know why they just don't vibe with me. I know that they're good shapes. I will say that Chrome, if it's any consolation, you make good shapes. They just don't fit well in my hands. Oh, shit. But I'm always like the Pixel. I was like, I really got to get the Pixel. And then it dropped and I was like, but why? I don't play Chrome. So
it was a special thing.
This one is really cool though. It kind of reminds me of like growing up, like that, like 90s, 80s, early 2000s, like thrash metal designs, like this weird zombie thing. And it's got like, you know, the skulls and, this one's really cool. I like this one a lot. I might pick it up. Will I play it? Probably.
And
not.
it comes with a set with the whole bundle of that fingerboard. You know, there's other people within the community that do fingerboard. Recently, Austin Donovan just released this weird kind of like fingerboard-ish Kendama table trick. Saved.
It's crazy.
And so it kind of connects, you know, skill toy worlds. There's not always the time where you can just stand up and huck a whirlwind, but here, if you're at a table, you can annoy everybody around you with like the whole sound on the table.
That was really, really spot on. I also picked up a fingerboard from Slush Cult, and I am bad at it, but it looks super sick. And I'm glad that you pointed out that it is different because I didn't notice. So if nobody else noticed or didn't read the caption like me, there you go.
And cool to see them, you know, branching out, hitting this new kind of, I guess, market of other people within the same kind of realm where, you know, people on the outside of the community will look at it and be like, what is that, marbles? But no, there's like there's competitions, there's pro players and shit. Like there's professional models of these things. So it's really cool for someone who is a fan of Chrome to get into it, as well as Chrome to get other people into Kendama. You know, we've seen in the past they did collaborations with I forgot where they were from, the French scooter brand, making a Kendama for them, doing clothes and stuff. Yeah. So cool. Good on you, Chrome, getting in, especially within Europe. I'm not sure where this fingerboard company is from, but, you know, staying in the home continent, if you will. So that's cool. That's cool. Definitely.
Okay, so here's one that I want to do really quick, sort of like another just like little fluff piece, I guess, if you will.
I will.
Thank you. Something that I talk about pretty often is that the mini medal is really cool, but borderline unplayable just because of how small it is. It is just really, really small. You can land tricks on it. It is playable, but how small it is, just a little jarring. But you know, everybody's favorite 6-year-old Slayer right now, who got that big old Chrome package, got a mini medal, and it fits like perfect in his hands. And I just thought that was cool because, like I said, I think I was able to whirlwind it one time, but it is just genuinely so small that it gets hard to track the hole. And it's like reflective, you know, so the whole thing just kind of blends in the air. And because he is, I think 6, right? He's hitting bangers on the mini medal. And I think that's great. I love this kid so much, and his energy, his enthusiasm, whole thing is amazing. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
It is very cool. It adds to the challenge. If you want to be challenged in Kendama, get a smaller Kendama.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
And then again, you want to be challenged, get a Kendama that is fully reflective, shiny as shit, where you can't really see where the hole is, but still people are lacing ridiculous bangers. The first, like, I remember like watching TK's, like, when it first dropped, and his like crazy like spacewalk line where he finishes it off with like a bounce off the ground to spike. Like, I was like, you kidding me? Like, what? So yeah, it's good. It's out there. It seems like they have a lot now because everyone got their hands on it the first like few runs. So hey, they're out there. Pick it up if you like a challenge.
For sure.
Connecting Worlds. Sweets Kendamas released a new Kendama. Sweet added a new player to the mob team.
I don't want.
Can somebody help me out?
Juzzy, I believe it's Juzzy Carter.
I believe it's Juzzy Carter, a scooterer.
Our
kickboard.
I was gonna say, our scooters like yo-yoers call each other throwers. Is it like a kicker?
Oh, kicker. Yeah, maybe.
Did I just start something?
We could be insulting so many people right now in that community. But no, it's really cool that it happened when it first popped up. I thought it was going to be like oh, thanks, Supernog, Alex. I thought it was just because of the colorway. I thought it was like, oh, they getting into the whole like Ukraine-Russia bout right now. And I thought it was going to be like, stand with Ukraine kind of thing, just because of the color scheme. Everyone didn't look really into because I was like flying through. But then I was like, oh wait, stop. Oh, okay. No, it's just the colorway for this new mod for his new Sweets mob, Juzzy. And not only is he a pro scooter? Oh, damn it. What did you say? Scooter rider. I was pro scooter rider. But if you go onto his Instagram, it seems, I think he's also like a model in some ways. So
very
a model
face. Yeah.
Yeah. They got a model into Kendama.
Let me pull up that picture.
Who knows when he's going to be strutting down? I could be totally wrong. I didn't do enough research, but I saw a few posts where he's like glad to get back to like shooting or like modeling. It seems like, I don't know how deep he is within that realm. Because it seems like I just see mostly in his feed a lot of ridiculous scooter tricks. But he's also the dude who is who does that one trick where I think everyone has seen it. It became like a meme of this scooter rider going up to this like rounded garden in the center. I don't know what it's called, like an island kind of piece with a garden, and then there's this metal like ring around it to keep people from going inside. And mofo comes up and like board slide, I don't know what it's called, board slides around the whole circle and comes out. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, yeah. And I am aware that he is that guy. Yeah.
I did not know he was that guy, and because I've seen that, I was like, months ago or something now, but I seen it. I was like, damn, like that's crazy. That's there has to be so much within the handle that helps control it so much. Because I grew up a skateboarder, doing like board slides, sure, front side, back slide, I was down, but controlling like that, nuts. And the tree guard ring, exactly. So really cool to see a new addition to the Sweets mob. They're just growing and growing and growing. And again, massive high fives to Sweets branding, marketing, how they are not just, looking at it as like, hey, let's get a new kind of market into this, into our product, but connecting worlds. And that's what it is, because definitely on the same mindset of extreme sports, of these sports that are on the come up, that the ones that 40 years ago was skateboarding, everyone who was a hoodlum was doing it, everyone in the community looked down and like spat upon skateboarders. So like, what are you doing with your life, and people like are pros making livings, making millions and millions of dollars. Like, I just was like listening to the 9 Club podcast with Tony Hawk, which was done like years ago. But it was funny because the host is like, so how much money do you get? How much money did you get from those video games? And it was really cool how Tony kind of opened up. He's like, the time where it really hit me was like Tony Hawk 4, when the guy who was with Activision was talking with, he like sat down. He's like, hey, let's have dinner. Instead of just giving him the information, giving him the check, he's like, let's have like dinner or lunch and talk about it. And he handed him a check for $4 million from video game sales.
Wow.
For this thing that he started doing, skateboarding, back when he was a little hoodlum kid in pools. Yeah, he just kept on doing it.
I mean, it's rough, right? Because like Kendama doesn't translate to video games in the same way that like a skateboard does. But I think that that's where we're at in Kendama progression, is we're in that, like, we're a bunch of hoodlums throwing balls and cups around. And I think that at a point there will be at least one guy. Like, there was a time when Yo-Yo was, in that like lull, and then it hit like super mainstream, and like all the kids at your middle school had a Yo-Yo. I guess Kendama already did that, but I think that there will be a point where there will be at least one person who is a celebrity status Kendama player at one point. I think that it will happen, just because of not to shit on Yo-Yo, but I think that Yo-Yo is too accessible to people too often, and I think that the market is flooded with just anybody who has ever seen a Yo-Yo can throw a Yo-Yo. But Kendama is a little bit harder to get into, and I think that we're all a little bit more. We're cooler. We're cooler than people with yo-yos. I would try to get around it any way I could. There's nothing wrong with yo-yos. I've got one. I've been trying to learn it. I can. But I just think that we're a little bit cooler. We've got more of that like streetwear. We've got high receipts who are doing these like really dark, like edgy videos. And I think that there will be a point where at least one person does something really cool and makes good money off of it. I don't know.
I mean, Jerry Seinfeld has a kendama somewhere in his house.
You are not wrong.
But there are plenty of yo-yos. I think you just have to do more research. I have a friend in Japan who came to the Sioux Lab and was a part of the original Sync team back in the day.
Oh, no way.
And he started off as a yo-yoer and got into kendama. He started hanging out with us, playing kendama and stuff. Dude was steezy as hell. He's younger than me by a lot. But he stopped kendama and continued, went deeper into the yo-yo because he was really, really good. You know, placing not top, but getting pretty high rankings within competitions in Asia and stuff. And he's got swag, you know? There's definitely plenty of different styles of people that you'll see.
For sure.
You just gotta look for it, dude.
I'm trying to think
cooler.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. No, I don't mean to brag on yo-yo. It literally comes down to the fact that yo-yos are available everywhere. So your grommy little nephew can throw a yo-yo and your dad can throw a yo-yo. The market is just, it's very accessible. But when it comes down to kendama, the only place that sells them retail everywhere and not even all the Targets carry them is the Sweets Prime. And so it's just, you know, you got to dive into kendama a little bit more than you do yo-yo. But yeah, you've definitely got cool yo-yoers like the Oh Yes Yo guy. Super cool. And then you've got this company whose yo-yo I own, Heaven Sent.
There you go.
They've got really cool marketing. Nothing wrong with yo-yo. If you yo-yo, I will probably actually admire you more than a kendama player because I don't understand yo-yo. And I want to badly. I have asked everybody.
Yo-yo's tough. Yo-yo's a tough one. But yeah.
Speaking of yo-yo, can I segue? Alternate Worlds in Maryland is having a kendama and a yo-yo comp. So... Ooh. I was going to try to tie this in with Dama and Nadi, but then we moved away too quickly. So if you want to win money, first place is like $100 cash. And there hasn't been a lot of in-person comps. And this could be a really easy way for you to go win $100 cash.
Ooh, possibly.
To get out there.
Hey, who knows how many kendama players? Is it based from a yo-yo company organization? The organizers.
Alternate Worlds, I think, is like they're like my sneaky Dama hookup.
Okay.
I go to them when Sweet sells out because then they usually get a shipment and then I pick it up from them. They do like yo-yos. I think like their logo has a yo-yo in it, but I think they're more of like a comic book store.
Okay.
I think they sell like what's the Warhammer 9000 or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that like a hamburger?
No. It's that like board game. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but like you paint the figures. They come unpainted and you can never mind. It doesn't matter.
Like IKEA of board games.
Yes. Yeah, they're like a comic book store though. And they just sell vid games and books and kendamas and yo-yos. Yes. Warhammer 50K. There we go. That guy gets it. Next one really quick, because I was trying to segue this also with Dama and the D. Grain Theory said, hey, if you can't make it to Dama and the D and you wanted to pick up a kendama, 15% off with coupon code Dama in the D. And it appears to apply to everything.
Ooh, even that TO mod?
I think so.
Front it's in the picture.
It's in the picture. So go pick it up.
Go pick it up. Be on the lookout. But maybe you don't want to waste too much money because this might have your wallet scared. Right? Or actually, no, not for you, Rylan, because we know you and Chrome. But Chrome released, wow, just remembered how much stuff we have dropping soon and telling you to turn on their notifications and stuff. Seeing what they got. They've been a bit on the lull of releasing new things every week. Who knows? They might be doing some new stuff there. Or, hey, you know, I saw Yasu today and I was like, dude, waiting for your pro mod. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows about that? So be on the lookout. Okay. There's events. There's big events happening. There's been an event. I just went to an event. Dama and D. There's a bunch of people at events right now. So other ones that are happening are, hey, scheduled registration is open, I believe, for Brew Battle up in the Canada. So go register. now. It's a cool kind of like early bird registration up to June 10th, saves you $10 in your sign up. Plus you get free 2022 mug for sipping on your Java for free. Yeah. Hey, there's also a registration giveaway where you could possibly which closes tomorrow. Maybe missed that one from time. But hey, Brew Battle, go check it out. EKO, European Kendama Open, is happening too. There's a lot of information, especially if you're going to travel to Europe, which would be pretty dope. Maybe you have questions about it, or if you are in Europe, you have questions about it. Hey, they opened up a Discord about the whole thing. So all the answers or all the questions will be answered there. Hey, there's maybe even a Q&A section, so go check that out, as well as all on their Instagram feed, all of the open list in video format, as well as the ladders of, I think it was a beginner and intermediate ladders are up there. So check it out. Even if you're not going, check those out and just, challenge yourself. If you're a player who doesn't have many friends around you who play Kendama, and you're like, what do? I want to sesh Kendama. I'm tired of doing the same things. This is one great thing about like any kind of competition list. Go through them.
And I will say that, okay, so let's say you live in North America, so you don't plan on going to EKC, or you can't get up to Canada for Brew Battle. Go through their tricks. Go through other comp tricks, because when you go to NACO or when you go to Battle at the Border, you're just going to have that much more of an upper hand, because let's say, Battle at the Border says, oh man, EKC, we love that trick. We're going to steal that for our comp. That one was a good one. Or, KWC, that was a crazy trick. We're going to put that one in, this bracket or this speed ladder. That will be the thing that saves you, is, because everybody kind of fields around, what kind of tricks are cool right now? And we'll throw one of those in there. And if you've practiced all the comps, different tricks, that could be the thing that saves you. That could put you on top. So go do that. Here's something really kind of crazy. So Kendama Israel did a restock of their nude mods, which is just like
that's what it's, nude.
And then this like sort of nude half split with this fade. But that's a new Kendama shape. That is their, I gotta zoom out. That is the slim brother. They didn't talk about it. They didn't like do like a big like new shape. They just were like, look at these cool Tamas. Yeah, and we're gonna throw them on this shape, and it's real slim, and the Tama's 61 millimeter.
61. There you go.
They didn't talk about it. I almost missed it.
Awesome. Misu just joined. Misu, omedetou. What is it? もう忘れた。8NY ハニーロンドリー。おめでとう。すごい楽しみ。いろいろ。So super excited about, again, just the honey laundry. Shout out to the master of the stall, Misu.
Yes. Yes.
But so that's cool. And glad that you picked that up as well to point that stuff out. Just as well as because I'm out of stories. You got anything else, dude?
That's it.
That
was my last thing.
There you go. Well, that is it, everyone, for this round. I have 2 questions in that question toolbox. So, hey, let's go check out and answer some questions. Okay. Okay. Dylan Johnson. Hey, may I see what the yellow Dama is behind for a long time? What is information on it? Okay. Yeah, the yellow guy right here. This is the Sanrio, so the company that creates Hello Kitty, is their Kendama. It's a pretty neat, very good spike size. Just a toy Kendama that I found at the candy store, because this was actually filled up with candy There's like some
Ooh.
ramen candy in there. So you put the base cup back on, and I was like to my daughter, I was like, "Oh, you're gonna get this. You're
You want this so bad, don't you?
you want this. Here are all of the candies." Of course, I gave it to her, and she was like trying to play with it, but it is so difficult to play with. This is one that I will definitely be bringing to do some crazy Ken games with other people in the future. It is the Tama is ridiculous, but I would like to say, look at the design. They have a stripe. They got a stripe.
It almost gives me the same vibe as the Kendama, like the Captain Latvia. Like the stripe is like doodles all the way around. I like that.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
The crazy thing is though that there's like a bolt in there, right? So there's like a weird weight to it where when you pull up, it's always gonna like slide over. It always slides up, which maybe is like a good thing to like help you to keep the hole up. It always slides up. But what it then does is it stays in that position. So when you go up to go a spike, it doesn't move. It won't rotate towards you. So it makes
insane.
A little difficult.
Can we see the spike one more time? Because it's driving me insane. What is that?
It's a little nipple spike.
That is wild.
Yep. You
can't even slip on stick. The stick is too short.
So that's what it is. And this one is the, what was his name? Pumu Pudding. It's the pudding dog character.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Designs. Great. All right, everyone. That's it for this one. Thanks for hanging out with me and Rylan for the weekly Dama news. We round up all the information. Check us out on a podcast format. They're up there, as well as it will be going up. This one will be going up in a few days, as well as YouTube, so you can scroll more easier through it and find the topics that you want to listen to, compared to everything on IG. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Good hanging out as always. That's it. We'll see you on the next one. Rylan, thanks. Everyone, dude, keep it clean. Have a good one. See you next week.